So let's talk about something that I bet has been on your mind. How do we actually use all this amazing AI technology without letting it turn our own brains to mush? Let's get into it. You know how it goes, right? It starts small. You ask AI to help you write an email. Okay, that was easy. Then, maybe to summarize a long article. And before you know it, you're using it to brainstorm ideas. It's just so fast, so efficient. But then, you sit down to solve a really tricky problem all by yourself, from scratch. And that mental muscle, it just feels a little stiff, maybe even a little weaker. Welcome to Smiling Cottage. And the reason I'm sharing this today is because many of us are feeling this exact tension. We absolutely love the power that AI gives us. But there's this nagging feeling, this little worry in the back of our minds about what we might be losing in the process. So let's dig into what's really happening here, and more importantly, what we can do about it. So what's going on? Well, it all kicks off with something we can call the AI convenience trap. It's this beautiful, seductive promise that you can do more, you can do it faster, and you can do it better. And honestly, on the surface, it absolutely delivers on that promise. And look, the numbers don't lie. Just take a peek at this data from a LinkedIn survey. Professionals are reporting massive productivity gains. We're talking 20, even 30%. It feels like we've all been handed a superpower. But like in any good story, there's always a catch. And this is it. This is the heart of the whole puzzle. While our output is going through the roof, we're producing more than ever, the very cognitive skills that we need to create that output might be quietly fading away. We're getting the answers faster, for sure, but we might be losing the ability to find those answers on our own. So let's get into what's actually happening inside our heads when we start to lean so heavily on AI. Because I want to be clear, this isn't just some vague feeling we're having. It's a real biological thing happening in our brains. Just listen to this warning from Anders Ericsson. Now, this is the guy who spent his entire career, 30 years, studying how people become world-class experts. And he basically warned us that when we hand over the hard thinking, we're not just saving a bit of brain power. No, he says we are systematically deteriorating. That's a really sobering thought. And you've heard that phrase, use it or lose it, right? Well, that's not some motivational poster quote. It is straight up neuroscience. Every time you struggle with a problem or practice a skill, the connections in your brain for that task literally get stronger. And when you stop using those pathways, when you let a tool do the thinking for you, those connections get weaker and your brain eventually just prunes them away. It's literally rewiring itself based on what you do or what you don't do. You know, this escalator analogy really hits the nail on the head. Think about it. You wouldn't stop taking the stairs forever just because escalators were invented, would you? Of course not. Because the whole point of walking isn't just to get to the next floor. It's about keeping your heart, your lungs, your muscles strong. Well, your brain is no different. AI is the super fast escalator, but thinking for yourself, that's the walk that keeps your mind fit. Okay, so if avoiding the tough stuff makes us weaker, what actually makes us stronger? Well, the answer, according to all of Ericsson's research, is a little uncomfortable. And here's the kicker. Real, actual learning, real growth. It only happens when we feel moderately uncomfortable. When something is totally effortless, like getting AI to do all the work for you, your brain just kind of checks out. There's no challenge, so there's no growth. It's stagnation. But when you have to struggle a bit, when you hit a roadblock and you have to really think your way through it, that's when the magic happens. That's your brain building new roads, new pathways. That feeling of struggle, it is not a sign that you're failing. It is literally the feeling of your brain getting stronger. All right, so we get the problem. We understand why this is happening. The big question is, what on earth do we actually do about it in our day-to-day lives? I mean, without throwing our AI tools out the window. So let's get into a super simple, minimalist system you can use starting today. It all starts with your mindset. And this question, from Gary Keller's fantastic book, The One Thing, is the perfect place to start. It forces you to pause. It forces you to use your own mind to figure out what truly matters before you even think about turning to a tool for help. So let's get super practical. Here's a dead simple daily rhythm. And trust me, this can be a total game changer. First up, in the morning, carve out 30 minutes. Just you, a notebook, your brain, no AI. Your job is to figure out your one thing, your most important task for the day. This is your strategy time. Then, during the daytime, go for it. Unleash the power of AI to execute that plan. This is where you get that 20 or 30% productivity boost. And finally, in the evening, just 15 minutes. Again, no AI. Just reflect. What went well? What did you learn? This is your growth time. It's a simple framework that gives you the best of both worlds.
And you know what's so cool? When you start working this way, your whole relationship with AI it shifts. It stops feeling like a crutch or a replacement, and it starts feeling like a true force multiplier for your own human intelligence.
I want you to think about it like this. Are you using AI like a robot that does the job for you, eventually making your own skills obsolete? Or are you using it like a wrench, a powerful tool that takes the strength you already have and amplifies it? See, when you just press a button and take the output, you're using the robot. But when you decide what needs to be done, when you direct the tool, you're the one holding the wrench. The goal is to always be the one holding the wrench. So when it all boils down, what are we really trying to protect here? It's these three things right here. Your ability to think critically, to make sound decisions, and to reflect and learn from your experiences. These are your human superpowers. This is the work that cannot and should not ever be outsourced. Look, if there's one single thing you remember from this explainer, I want it to be this. You set the direction, you let AI handle the execution, and you do the reflection on your own. You are the strategist, you are the decision maker, you are the learner. Never give up that role. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. AI gives us faster legs. There's no doubt about it. But what happens to our muscles if we stop running ourselves? Your brain is a muscle. So what was its last real workout? All right, that's a wrap for this episode. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who needs it. This is Smiling Cottage. See you next time.